Yo, what's the deal? What's the deal? It's your boy, who is Hendo, and we back talking sports. So, I might do two parts to this video, or I might run through it. This was a requested video by my boy Zeddy. How the 2016 NBA Finals were rigged and ruined Steph Curry's legacy. You know, I'm a huge Warriors fan. You see my Warriors hat on. Only team I like more than the Warriors in the NBA is my own Detroit Pistons. But I've been said that the 2016 Finals was a way to get LeBron back in the good graces of the NBA fans, and to and to halt the Golden State Warriors dynasty and everything like that. But what they didn't expect is the Warriors to, or Kevin Durant to want to go to Golden State. But we gonna check this out, see what's going on. I skipped in about a minute because it was some copyrighted music. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep that off of my channel because I'm trying to get back monetized and everything like that. Let's go.
Oh, what a shot from Curry! Way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Was I bandwagon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But, like, the Warriors were the reason that I started caring about sports the first.
Mind you, I'm not a bandwagon. Before the Warriors won the championship in my lifetime, I was a fan since '09. So I'm not a bandwagon Warrior fan. Definitely not. I was a fan 5-6 years before Steph Curry and Steve Kerr and all them and implemented that. I was there when Mark Jackson was there, when Don Nelson was there. I was here. So trust me. But he's a lot younger than me, looking like.
Place. And the whole bandwagon thing with the Warriors has always made me laugh because it's always seemed like there's a way bigger popularity train to hate on them, especially with the Cavs. I just never got why Cleveland fans didn't get the same treatment that Warriors fans did. It was way easier to root for the Cavs than it was for the Warriors.
Let me tell you why. Because it's LeBron. LeBron. Most of those people was LeBron fans. They was Cleveland fans, but where are the LeBron fans hyping up Cleveland right now? You know what I'm saying? You don't see that many Cleveland fans, do you, huh? You do. They really good, but not as many as when they was going to the finals every year. Why? LeBron. LeBron fan base is bigger than Cleveland fan base. If I'm just being real. If I'm just being real.
Warriors. I guess my point is like, the whole bandwagon thing that the Warriors got all this hate for, it was equally bad with the Cavs. It just wasn't popular to say so. If we're going to properly understand the 2016 Finals, it's really important to have the context of what happened in 2015. LeBron had obviously been a big star in the league for a while now. He'd become a regular participant in the Finals, which sounds impressive if you're a dummy. But anyone who was actually watching could tell you that aside from like one Pacers team and one Boston.
Listen. You hear what he just said?
Now, he'd become a regular participant in the Finals, which sounds impressive if you're a dummy. But anyone who was actually watching could tell you that aside from like one Pacers team and one Boston team, LeBron had a red carpet rolled out for him every.
Thank you. Why do it take a nerdy looking kid with huge glasses to tell y'all this? This man has 394 subscribers. Shout out to him. But his videos, he has a video bigger than any video I done. So shout out to him. 13,000. My biggest video was probably 5,000 when I was talking about Deion Sanders and my music. I got more views on my music than anything. But how did it take him to tell y'all this, bro? I've been saying this for I don't know how long, bro. Now, the thing is, they will have you believing that LeBron had this rigorous, you know what I'm saying, path to the finals. They will have you believing that he only played the Golden State Warriors. That's all they like to talk about is him playing the Golden State Warriors 4 times. But the KD years was really the only years that you can deem unfair. 2015 and 2016 wasn't unfair, but 2016 was rigged though. I believe that all the way.
Single year to walk to the finals. And even those teams that like challenged him, they probably shouldn't have even done that. Playing in the East is just, it's different. It's not as hard. We all know that. At least it wasn't for basically the entire 2010s that LeBron supposedly dominated. LeBron didn't even lose a game in the first round until he played in the West. What does that tell you?
The West, that's not greatness. It's a lack of competition. Man, great video. Great video request, Zeddy. That's not greatness. That's a lack of competition. This is my thing. If LeBron was really the GOAT, or if he really was dominating a conference, why he couldn't come over to the West and do it? He has came to the West and has figured out what Steph Curry has been going through his whole career. What Kobe Bryant had to go through his whole career. What Tim Duncan had to go through for most of his career. The rigorous West, the Wild Wild West. The Western Conference has been the best conference as long as I can remember. The East wasn't, I say like in the 90s, the East is probably the better conference. But ever since the 2000s, I can remember the West has been the better conference. Now, it's more balanced now. I believe it's more balanced now than it was in the 2000s. Or the 2010s when LeBron was dominating. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pause it no more.
How much LeBron has struggled since moving to the Western Conference. Every year it's a battle for him. He had the one championship when half the league was hurt or sick in the COVID bubble. Which, no, I don't accept that as a real ring. Sorry.
I do.
Bruh, look at this dude.
It just wasn't. And aside from that, it's like every year he struggled to even make it to the Western Conference Finals with a team that if he was in the East, he'd be making the finals, okay? Like the Lakers team that he had was better than any of the Cavs teams, especially those like bumpkin teams that he basically pulled to the finals, okay? I know, I'm sounding like a hater.
Yeah.
People act like it's some huge accomplishment to drag a bunch of bumpkins to the finals year after year. And it's like, I just want to say to you guys, like, bro, that's because he's playing G League teams. This one's dedicated to Nick Wright.
Well, I kind of disagree with him with that. I don't think he carried a bunch of bums. That's not, you know what I'm saying, J.R. Smith is not a bum. J.R. Smith averaged the third most points on that team. Fourth most, actually. You know what I'm saying? And in 2017, he outscored Klay Thompson, I believe. Or was it Draymond Green? Yeah. JR was not a bum. Kyrie wasn't a bum. If you want to say 2018, yeah. But when I looked at Kobe and what he had in the 2010, it's very comfortable. It's very comparable. You know what I'm saying? It's very comparable. So, I mean,
Right.
I'm gonna be a dad.
I'm not saying LeBron isn't great. I'm just making a point that the narrative is so skewed, and in 2016, it was the same again. But like I said, rewinding back to 2015, the first year that these two teams met, Kelly Olynyk commits one of the most dirty plays of all time on Kevin Love. Which, seriously, like, what the F is this? He just rips Kevin Love's arm off for no reason at all. And the Cavs still jogged through the East. Yeah, they had a little resistance against the Bulls.
man, I remember that. I thought the Bulls had him.
But was there honestly any doubt? I don't think so.
Yes. It was a doubt. It was. We ain't gonna do that. It was a doubt. It was a doubt. When Chicago was up 2-1, and before before Cleveland, before he hit this game winner, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that Cleveland was going to win this series. It wasn't. It was not a foregone conclusion that Cleveland was going to win this series. If they lost this game, Chicago, bro, I believe Derrick Rose and was good enough to close the show on them. But LeBron hit this game winner and it changed the series. It saved the series for them, in my opinion. We could have been talking about D Rose in a different light, bro. If D Rose and them win this series, bro, we might be talking about D Rose in a different light. That Miami series wouldn't have meant as much. So LeBron actually did his thing in this series, though. I gotta give him credit.
For the win, it's gone! LeBron James at the buzzer!
Mm-hmm.
Stuns the Chicago Bulls!
So it's the finals in 2015, and LeBron is back with Kyrie against the new MVP Steph Curry and the 63-win Golden State Warriors. In Game 1, it goes down to the wire, it goes to overtime, and Kyrie tears his ACL in kind of a weird play. And now the Cavs were just literally screwed. Still, they came and won 2 straight, one in Golden State and one in Cleveland, and it was really impressive. It had people losing their minds. But the Warriors woke up after that and closed the series in Cleveland in 6 games. Now, the big storyline surrounding LeBron was that he was missing his 2 best players, which is true. And he had this insane performance where he carried the team on his back and scored and rebounded and assisted on everything, which some of that's true. For all those LeBron fans, you don't actually want to take a look at the box score because it's not quite as narrative friendly as you want it to be.
No.
The efficiency police tend to overlook LeBron's performance in these finals. Just saying.
They never talk about this. 39% from the field. 80% layups. I mean, 80% of his points was layups. That's why when y'all talk about his efficiency, and y'all talk about how he got this many points and everything like that, yeah. When you're 6'8", 250 and you don't get called for offensive fouls that often, of course you're going to be able to just get to the paint.
This guy stinks!
LeBron's field goal percentage is also super inflated compared to Steph because Steph's points come from 3-pointers, which overall are way more difficult than layups, which LeBron has made a career out of. He can put his shoulder down and drive to the paint whenever he wants. Steph can't do that. On top of all that, consider all of the half-court heaves that Steph has. If you don't think that takes a toll on his percentage, you're an idiot. After these finals, people were absolutely dumping on Curry for his performance because he got locked down by Matthew Dellavedova, which that's pretty funny to me. It's pretty cute, especially coming from LeBron fans. Kawhi Leonard locked his down.
Sold out crowd. That's their first miss. They were 9 for 9.
You think Kobe would ever do that? MJ would ever do that? Curry would never do that. You scared? He was always. Kawhi was another nigga that had the mental edge on him.
A second-year guard locked LeBron down. How come people don't acknowledge that? I think it's impressive what Dellavedova did. I think he really left his heart out on the court. He went to the hospital because he was that exhausted from chasing Steph Curry around. We should all respect that. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like LeBron is 6'9", 250 pounds. He's a physical freak of nature, okay? And I'll be repeating this later, but it's like, bro, Steph Curry is notoriously fragile. He's barely 6'1". He's an average guy. He's dealt with basically leg problems his entire career. He missed like the first 2 seasons of his career on a...
Yeah, that's true. To make this unique, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit just to make it unique a little bit.
hobbled legs. People wonder why it took so long for him to take off. It's because he's injury prone. The way that LeBron puts up numbers is through physicality. And I'm not saying that necessarily takes away from his greatness, but in some ways, at least to me, makes it way more impressive what Steph Curry does on the basketball court. LeBron is a freight train, and Steph Curry is like an average guy. His entire game revolves around skill. So in 2016, when it's like the refs just decide to swallow their whistle and let Dellavedova foul the out of Curry and everybody on Cleveland off ball, it's like, yeah, of course his performance is going to suffer. He can't play the same if he's getting fouled. Not the way that LeBron could, and even then, it's like LeBron gets calls that Steph doesn't. Steph Curry gets shut down because people are allowed to defend him differently.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how Steph Curry is one of the worst officiated superstars in history, bro. And that's just facts.
If you're playing a game of basketball and they green light it so that you just get fouled, there's no calls, and when you're playing defense, you're getting called on stuff, that gets in your head. You're going to start breaking shots. You're going to start making stupid decisions.
You can't touch this.
Imagine being... And this is a recurring theme in Steph Curry's career, by the way. The point is, that's not basketball. That's bull. I genuinely think the refs have a grudge against Curry.
And it's still
because
going
he,
on now.
Changed the game or something. And
This
a
shit's
lot of
still
people
going
will make
on
the
now,
argument
bro.
that the Warriors set a
They
ton of
still
illegal strings
officiating
to get
Curry
Steph
like he
open.
just
And to an extent,
6'10",
that's true.
270
along
pounds.
with every other team in the NBA. Yeah, including precious Cleveland. And at the same time, I'm not gonna lie, the Warriors throughout their history have had some pretty egregious no calls. I'll be fair when it's time to be fair, but like the point still remains. So after the 2015 finals, this narrative starts to build that Steph Curry is a choker. This isn't helped by the fact that they give the 2015 NBA Finals MVP to Iguodala. Because screw Steph Curry, I guess, right? I'm sorry, I don't care how you look at it. Iguodala...
That was rigged, bro. They was mad because they thought they wasn't thinking about Curry and them. They didn't think Curry would rise to the occasion and outplay LeBron in those last 3 games. They didn't see that happening. So the series that LeBron had, they like, oh, we should. They really wanted to just give it to LeBron, but they couldn't. So it was like, let's give it to the player who guarded LeBron. He did such a great job, which he did. He did a really great job. But without Steph Curry playing the way he averaging 30 plus in the last 3 games, they don't win that series, bro. Most valuable player. Like, come on, bro. Like, that was the most egregious, rigged Finals MVP decision ever.
did not stop LeBron. Like, that's the pretext for him winning the freaking award. Meanwhile, Steph Curry, like, if he doesn't have a good series, they lose. The Warriors are coughing that one away. Plain and simple. Going into the next season, the LeBron narrative that, oh, the Warriors, they would have been cooked because the Cavs were missing 2 of their best players. I agree. I think there were some real questions around those finals. But you see, the Cavs lost, and the narrative actually favored them. People hated the Warriors. I'm sorry, I'm not convinced that the Warriors would have lost if they had Kyrie and Love anyways. Kevin Love throughout the whole season was sucking. LeBron was calling him out. It's not like he was going to be this huge factor in the finals. As for Kyrie, in game 1, both teams were like neck and neck. It wasn't like the Cavs were blowing them out. Curry was performing really well. You have to think about it, like, sometimes you see this a lot in the NBA. Teams will get smacked when they're playing a team that's missing their best players. Like, look at Boston in 2018. They almost went to the finals missing.
This is my thing. They was up 3-1 in 2016 for a reason. So if we are saying that the Warriors would have just lost every finals to Cleveland without KD, why were they down 3-1 in the first place then? If it was such a wash, it took a historic effort from them to beat the Warriors in 7. A historic effort. So don't tell me that the Warriors couldn't have beat them the next year without KD. I don't believe that, because I watched them be up 3-1. Even with Iguodala getting hurt, Bogut getting hurt, Draymond being suspended for 1 game, which was very, very detrimental in that next game. So don't tell me that. That's why I don't believe that.
Kyrie and Gordon.
Moment I became a Jason Tatum fan.
That's because teams sometimes, they find like another level when their star players go out. NBA players are so talented that they can pick up the slack. And when there's a good chemistry and a good like team environment, that can happen. And you have to think about it like the Warriors were game planning for a Cavs team that they all of a sudden weren't facing. And that's disregarding all the ref stuff and the way that they defend Curry and all that, blah, 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 blah. You get the point. Does that mean that Cleveland couldn't have won if they had their two players? I don't know. It probably would have been a lot closer. I guess Cleveland probably would have won. Like, yeah. I don't want to just glaze Curry. I don't want to act like I'm some, like, blind fan. At the same time, the Cavs do that thing where they just coast through the regular season, so, you know, I don't respect that. By the time the 2016 season rolled around, Steph Curry just lit the league and the world on fire. The shots he was making, the tear he went on, it's never going to be done again. One player taking over the league in the season like that, it was so intense. The hate that came out of the amount of Sports Center attention that Steph Curry got, you know, Steph Center, I understand it, especially if you're a LeBron fan.
Come on, gang.
Getting all this attention and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, the stuff he was doing was that insane. It wasn't undeserved. It wasn't LaMelo centered. The Warriors played every game like it was their last. They played their hearts out the entire season. They went 73-9. And
2016 Steph, that's a top 3 player all time, bro. That man was different. Scoring title and steals title in the same year. Different, bro. That man was absolutely ridiculous.
Curry had like 402 three-pointers. That's insanity. This was the season that the league changed because of what he did. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, Kyrie came back like mid-season and the Cavs were just coasting.
Want a satisfying...
I mean, when you're in the East and you ain't playing that much competition, you can just get the coast.
I cannot stress enough to you how much load management they did through the season. On the one hand, it's like, okay, I understand they want to be good to go for the playoffs, but like the regular season should matter. What you do there matters, especially when the guys you're facing are going in every single day 100%. Do you understand like how much of a disadvantage that puts the Warriors at by the time they get to the playoffs if they're the only ones trying in the regular season? I'm sorry, but if you think it's like respectable to just coast throughout the whole season, you know, screwing over fans who drove 300 miles to come see you just so you can rest, I don't have any respect for that at all. And if you look at 73-9, that's something that nobody has ever done in the history of the league. Someone wins a championship every year. You tell me what's more impressive.
That still haunts me, bro.
It's like, oh, can the Warriors repeat? Are they gonna be good in the playoffs? Like the playoffs, whatever, dude. The playoffs are the playoffs. But if you don't play in the regular season, it's bullshit.
Not when his back is turned.
Look at this. In the 2016 finals, the Cleveland Cavaliers attempted 167 free throws, while the Golden State Warriors attempted 119 free throws across the 7-game series. This gives the Cavaliers a 48 free throw advantage, as noted in posts on X and supported by game-by-game box scores. For a breakdown, the Cavaliers' free throw attempts per game were approximately Game 1, 20, Game 2, 24, Game 3, 17, Game 4, 26, Game 5, 23, Game 6, 32, Game 7, 25. The Warriors' attempts were lower. Game 6 noted as having 29 attempts for the Warriors compared to 32 for the Cavaliers. So they attempted, 50 more free throws?
Not when he's injured. Is that understood? Yes, Sensei.
And of course, in this season, the West is just stacked. It's the Spurs with Leonard and Lamar Aldridge and Duncan and Ginobili and Parker. Like, they're freaking stacked. They won 60-plus games. They're right on the Warriors' heels. Everybody thinks that the Spurs have a really good chance of beating the Warriors. And then you have prime OKC with Durant and Westbrook and a loaded roster. And then you have the Rockets and the Blazers. The West is just, you're up to your neck in competition. And of course, it's in the first round at the beginning of the playoffs. Patrick Beverley dives into Steph's knee, and he's out for like the first round and then half of the second.
Oh, Yeah.
And it just sucks. It's like, this sets up the pretense. Like, is he going to be hurt? And I think he was. Yeah, he has that I'm back game, and that's great and all, but it's like, if you ask me, even though he had some great performances, like, Steph was never 100% the rest of the playoffs. Steve Kerr is on record saying that Steph Curry turned down surgery to keep playing. I'll also remind you that, like, during the regular season, Cleveland and Golden State met up twice. The Warriors won both, and the one in Cleveland, the Warriors smoked the Cavs, like, destroyed them, and not a hobbled Cavs, fully loaded roster.
They forget that, though. They really forget that.
Cavs, playing like it's game 7. The Warriors ran through them. If you ask me, that's what it would have been like if they were both at full strength. And, you know, if they were being ref fairly. We'll get to that soon. It's their fault. They should have just coasted like Cleveland and walked into the finals totally healthy. That, bro. That's the dumbest I've ever heard. Like, I have no respect for that, dude. I think it's way more impressive what they did going 73-9 and then making it back to the finals. The regular season means something. It has to. It has to mean something to play for your fans every night, to like actually care about the game. The Cavs don't. LeBron cares about legacy and optics. He's 100% about that. And if you're trying to tell me he's not, try to explain the whole lying constantly and reading the first page of every book. Anytime he's got the chance in front of the media, he's like, oh look, I'm a scholar. Dude, you probably didn't even pass high school.
It can't be everybody saying the same shit, bro. It can't be. It can't be everybody is hating on you or everybody saying the same shit. I think I'm going to split this into 2 parts, though.
Okay, calm down.
I don't think a lot of people was educated.
Legacy.
My
legacy.
nigga, you didn't
Who
even go
gives a
to
frick?
college.
LeBron says he doesn't, but clearly he does.
Bro, come on with these copy... Man.
Legacy. If you're playing...
Bro. I'm sorry, y'all. But this copyright shit, bro, is no game. It's like, it ain't no... It's not a game, bro. Like, it's not a game, bro.
A little overwhelmed by my girth and tonnage, but
How is it beneficial to your legacy if you're playing a gassed team at full strength because you didn't try all season? Explain that to me, please. Like I said, LeBron has been and always will be about optics and narrative control. And I know I'm starting to sound like a Skip Bayless hater. I promise I'm not.
just busted right inside it, and he can't extend on me anymore, and he seems a little overwhelmed by my girth and tonnage.
Okay, I'm trying to be fair, but if you just like, there's no other way to explain this stuff. To me, 2016 just feels like a disingenuous win on that pretense alone. I mean, just look who the Warriors had to go through to get to the finals, you know? They had a Rockets team that they played in the Western Conference Finals the year before. Now they're in the first round. Then you have the Blazers with Damian Lillard going off. They'd barely climb out of that in 6. And then it's the Western Conference Finals with Prime Durant and Westbrook, who beat the Spurs. Everybody thought the Spurs were going to possibly...
You got a huge point. The Cavs road to the championship versus the Warriors road to the championship was totally different, bro. Totally different.
go to the finals that year. No, the Thunder were on a tear, and when the series rolled around, OKC gave it to the Warriors. Yeah, you already know what it is with the way that they're allowed to defend Steph, but the Warriors went down 3-1, and Draymond was trying to make the entire league hate him by attempting to remove Steven Adams' nutsack. Like, why? Why are you just drop-kicking his children? But I digress. The Warriors had an insane comeback. Even though they were dealing with injuries and Steph was dealing with that leg, they turned the tables, and in a grueling 7-game series, they beat the Thunder. And Steph Curry puts on an insane performance alongside Klay to go back to the finals.
And beat an OKC team that would have beat the Cavaliers, I believe, if they got to the finals. Came back from down 3-1. Nobody ever gives them credit for that, though.
Now let's look at the Cavs' road to the finals. Sweet. Walked through Toronto, but it was nice of them to let DeRozan and Lowry have to. I get that Kyrie was recovering half the season, and the Cavs don't want him to be hurt, but I'll just say it again. You're load managing? Yeah, I'm looking at these bums too.
Coming.
Because people like to say that the Warriors choke without using context a lot of the time, bro.
Obvious that Steph is not himself. Klay is also struggling, but they still managed to win the first 2 games. Game 3, the Cavs literally blow the Warriors off the court. Dude, you cannot deny that Kyrie was just insane back then. I mean, literally playing at a different level of basketball. And LeBron is great too, but like, he's using his body. No homo. But what Kyrie was doing was just pure skill. He was clearly motivated and also better rested, just gonna say it. Steph already isn't the best defender, but when he's on one leg and they're able to beat the out of him on every off-ball play, as well as involving him in every single defensive play and switch, they're going at Steph every single time. I get it. That's the game plan. Steph was hurting, and they made sure to capitalize on that. You also have LeBron blocking the crap out of Curry a few times.
Boy, you was not even like that.
And it's like, okay, that Thiago splitter block, that is legitimately dope. Okay, this stuff, people were creaming themselves over LeBron blocking
Trying to
Steph.
tell you, bro. Like, he's literally, bro, 6'3". You should be able to block him. Like, you should.
Stay with James. And Trevor Ariza, that's his job.
Bro, what the hell?
That's a flagrant foul.
That's another point. Steph is a playoff choker. Klay is a choker. Draymond garbage. But beating that same team make LeBron the GOAT. How? If the team garbage. If Steph is a choker, Klay is a choker, Draymond is a choker. You see now they try to elevate Steph and elevate Klay and elevate them players so it can make LeBron look better. But back then y'all was saying Steph is a choker, Klay just a role player, he a choker, Draymond ain't good. Y'all was saying these things. But when LeBron had beat him, now that made him the GOAT. You know what I'm saying?
He's like almost...
Here we go again, bro. This man's playing too much copyrighted music, bro. I'm sorry. He's playing too much copyrighted music, bro.
The Warriors came back in Game 4, though, and Steph finally had a good game. He seemed like he woke up a little... He's like almost a foot shorter than him. He's nowhere near as strong or as athletic. He's also injured. LeBron is physically superior to Steph in literally every single way. Pause. It isn't some big statement to be blocking his shit. And if you think it was, you're an idiot. The Warriors came back in Game 4, though, and Steph finally had a good game. He seemed like he woke up a little bit, and then this happens. So here we have LeBron, who shoves Draymond.
This is my thing. He called him a bitch. How is that warranted for him getting suspended, bro? I will never understand that, bro.
Draymond over, then proceeds to walk over him. Draymond, being the donkey that he is, takes a swipe at his favorite body part. Was this smart of Draymond? No. But LeBron clearly initiated this whole freaking thing. You know, by shoving him down and then walking over him. There's trying to get
This how you know that shit was so rigged for him, bro. He literally pushed him down first. And then hopped over him, put his nuts on his head, hopped over him, and got mad because he called him a bitch. That junk is crazy, bro.
underneath a volatile guy's skin, and then there's just straight up punking him. By the way, there was zero call on this play. Also, Draymond made no contact with his nuts.
Shit is crazy, bro.
And they get called for a double tag later on this rebound. Okay, so that's that, right?
No.
Well, not exactly. Donkey Green was right at the limit of flagrant fouls, and one more gets him a suspension. He hadn't exactly done himself any favors in the reputation department during the 2016 OKC series. But now it was like the league had...
Now, what I will say is that Draymond probably should have just let it go. He should have thought about the bigger picture and just let it go, bro. He should have just let it go. But that was not warranted for no suspension.
A big decision to make because for some reason they can go back and like revise a call to be a flagrant or something. So what does LeBron do after Game 4? He complains to the media about a lack of calls for the Cavs. Yeah, seriously.
I'm getting hit, but the refs are not seeing it that way.
The same team is doing this.
From Steph Curry's standpoint, when he's trying to get open.
Y'all got 50 more free throws, bro. What are we talking about, bro? This is why I can't be a fan of this guy, bro.
And late in the game.
That ain't no foul?
On with his signature flop after getting hit by the basketball to get a foul called on Derrick Rose. After the referee calls a foul on Derrick Rose, he winks.
In my 20 years playing this game, and in all the years before, I've never, ever cheated the game.
And the whole narrative today
You're
about
a
how
liar.
they poked the bear and called LeBron a crybaby and all this stuff.
It became personal with me.
I mean, guys talk trash in this league all the time. You know, I'm just kind of shocked some guys take it so personal. It's like, I mean, you know, it's a man's league and people have feelings and people's feelings get hurt even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
Klay Thompson said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
What did you say Clay said?
Klay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
You did, though. You did. That's why you got him suspended. You did. He called you a bitch, and then after that, he started glazing the hell out of you for the next decade. Come on, bro. It's not rocket science, bro.
Nothing that get me going. Draymond just, he said something that I don't agree with.
I agree with it. You a whole bitch, bro. You more of a bitch now than you was when you was younger.
I'm all cool with competition. I'm all fine with that.
Shut up. I don't even want to see you talk about that.
And that's where he took it, so.
Did you guys talk about this in the locker room when it happened? Now, it was always difficult for me because I had played with Klay and Steph and Draymond. The thing that I found ironic is that Klay got a thigh bruise because he thought it was like somewhat of an illegal screen. And it's not even, it is a man's game. Klay is true, right? But you can't say it's a man's game when it's in reference to somebody else, but then be calling a screen where you just got kneed in your thigh, you got a little thigh bruise, saying that. But
what? What are you talking about? That's why I don't like Richard Jefferson either, bro. That versus getting called a bitch is he actually got hurt. He actually got kicked in the thigh, bro. And his thigh was sore. You're talking about a man getting called a B word. You didn't get touched. Getting called a B word. Bro, shut your lame ass up.
Yes. No. What? I'm offended you would ask that question.
No, ain't no all jokes aside.
Bruh. I don't believe you people.
What do you mean, you people?
But the dude on the team getting all...
I'm sorry, y'all, but I cannot have this copyright material.
What do you mean, you people?
But the dude on the team getting all the calls already is complaining about not getting enough calls. But no, that just gets swept under the rug, I guess. Let's not ever remember that at all. So anyways, the league decides to suspend Draymond for Game 5. Maybe the most important game of the series for the Warriors.
I think it was completely bogus, excessive, and completely uncalled for on the part of the NBA. I don't like the decision at all. I think that it potentially robs the Golden State Warriors of a championship victory in Game 5.
Is that right? Huh? Even Stephen A. Smith said this. And Stephen A. Smith said this, he been saying this for the last 10 years. But he called it a stimulus package. That stimulus package that the NBA gave him, which is what they did, bro. Simple as that. There's no way around it. There's no way around it, bro.
In my opinion, it wasn't close to what transpired in the Western Conference Finals. In my opinion, it was something that was instigated by LeBron James. The reality is clear. No punches were thrown, no fisticuffs took place, or anything like that. As far as I'm concerned, there should have been 2 technicals issued to both of them, and that should have been that. The fact that this is the...
Look at this. You look at this and you tell me that Draymond suspension didn't help them win this series. Because if they don't win Game 5, it's over. LeBron ain't no GOAT, ain't none of that, bro. That man is that. Listen, bro. Ain't no him saying that made me the greatest of all time. Plus 13, basically plus 14 with Draymond on the court. A minus 10 with him off the court. Do you know why that is? Because he's the anchor to the fucking defense. And he was the primary ball handler when Steph didn't have the ball. So he's setting the offense up when Steph ain't got the ball and making the correct passes. And on the defensive end, he's guarding damn near 2 through 5. Come on, bro. And y'all try to act like this suspension wasn't a huge blow. Man.
NBA Finals for a call like this to be made, I think is as egregious as it gets. I think it's a disgusting decision on the part of the NBA, and I'm incredibly disappointed by it.
So the Cavs now are coming into the game facing a Warriors team, missing their best defender, and at this point, the Finals MVP. Steph is still obviously hurting, but he's playing better, and the Warriors are on their home court ready to finish things off. Now, if you were watching this game, the Warriors were honestly like walking through the Cavs. They were looking ready to celebrate championship number 2, and then Bogut goes down. Their main center and the focus of their entire defense.
And y'all forget about this too, huh? Hey, forget about this too, huh? Andrew Bogut, the only rim protector we have, gets hurt also in the same game. But y'all only mention injuries when it comes to the 2015 finals. And I hate that. So 2 of our best defenders get injured. 2 of our best defenders not playing for one game. Our rim protector gets injured for the rest of the series.
And from then on, it was a Cleveland wrap. I seriously don't get how people don't acknowledge how BS this entire game was. Everyone LeBron and Kyrie off about going for 40 each, and it's like, bro, the Warriors defense literally wasn't even on the court. There was also a clear change in tone from the referees this game forward, despite how bad it was previously. The Cavs from Game 5 on could not be breathed on.
No. Wait. You can't.
Told you. 48 more free throws, bro. You don't believe this shit was rigged? I really don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, share, subscribe, hit that join button. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me. This is gonna be part 1 of how the 2016 NBA Finals were rigged and ruined Steph Curry's legacy.
I keep getting away with this. Steph Curry. And Curry picks up his first. He's looking around to see what the call was.
I'm getting hit, but the refs are not seeing it that way.
On the defensive end. Stellar job with the block. Finishing.
Oh my God. Do y'all see that? Oh man, Zeddy, you cooked with this one. You cooked with this one, my boy.
Falls asleep, reaches, and then Bogut
There is no foul right there.
Thompson lines up a three. So LeBron James will shoot. McAdoo made a surprise appearance in Game 4. The young man hasn't played a lot in the playoffs, but he gave Steve Kerr some good minutes, including some fourth quarter minutes.
I didn't even, bro. Oh my God, bro. You not finna sit here and tell me this finals wasn't rigged, bro. Like, share, subscribe, hit that join button, man. We'll be doing part 2 later on, man. Shout out to my boy Zeddy for giving me this video, giving me some content. We're gonna be doing part 2 of this. I'm gonna split this up into 2 parts for content purposes. And I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I'm out. Peace.